What's up guys, this is Brett. In this video, we're gonna be talking about what to do when you feel like you've fallen off your diet. These are gonna be 3 strategies that are gonna help you get back to it so that you can achieve your health and fitness goals this year. Right now, this video is January, the end of the month, and by now, if you've fallen off your diet, I want you to know that there's a way that you can keep going and keep moving forward and make this the year that you finally achieve those goals. It's important to realize that it's not a matter of if you'll fall off your diet, it's a matter of when. Everyone falls off their diet, makes some mistakes, but what matters is that you get back up and keep going. But these 3 tips are gonna help you do that more effectively. The first one is to realize you don't have to do anything extreme when you feel like you've fallen off your diet. I see so many people say they went on vacation for 10 days and gained weight. Now they need to fast the rest of the week. Or if you fell off your diet for the weekend, you need to fast to start the week. It goes from one extreme of really off the diet to another extreme, not eating anything. Fasting will not give you a reset. Fasting will not help you recover from the calories you ate. Once you go to bed, the fate of those calories, they've either been used for something, burned for energy, or stored. And so those calories are done. You can't undo any of the poor eating or off your diet plan with a fast. If you've done a fast before and you think you're gonna lose 3-4 pounds, it's likely all water weight, because when you don't eat food, you're not eating any carbohydrates. There's not any carbs going into the muscles and being stored. When you store carbs in the muscle, for every gram of carbohydrates stored, you store 3 grams of water with it. So as the food goes down, especially the carbs go down, especially the refined carbs go down, which is likely what you're eating when you're off your diet plan, the water weight is gonna go down and you're gonna see a dramatic drop in the scale. So you're not losing any body fat during that fast, not any appreciable amount in those few days that you're fasting, or even one day that you're fasting. So if we know you can't really undo the calories that you ate, it's not really a reset on food. Yeah, you could look at it that way as like a fresh start, but I believe you get a fresh start every single day when you wake up. Every day is day 1 on a diet plan, on a journey to your health goals. You get to wake up and press start again. Even if the previous day was excellent, you still have to wake up the next day and do it all over again. So there's not really a reset with a fast. And the reality of it is that a fast is just pumping up the ego. It is not developing healthy eating habits. People like to say, I was off my plan, so I fasted for 3 days. And it's a lot of bragging rights. People get some attention for it. It might feel really good that you did something hard and you struggled, but we don't have to wire this cycle of off the plan, punish myself with a fast. The reality is no one likes to talk about, oh, I just got back to healthy eating. I went back to choosing health at the next meal. Instead, it's way cooler to say, oh, I fasted for 3 days to get back at it. And this is gonna lead us right into number 2. You know, if you feel like you're tired of this habit of off the plan and then beating yourself up and suffering and having to fast to try to get back on the plan, I wanna encourage you that success in this long-term, real transformation, real health change that sticks with you, and it's not just fleeting or temporary, that's gonna come from your habits that you develop that stick with you in the long term. So when you feel like you're off your eating plan, I want you to think, get right back to it. Let's say you had 3 days off your eating and you ate whatever you want and you're really feeling like you blew it. You eat that dinner on Friday night and you've just had enough. You know you've been cheating on your eating plan. Then the way to get right back to it is to set a commitment to yourself. Tomorrow morning, when I wake up, the very next thing I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna choose health. And when you wake up the next morning and you keep that promise and commitment that you made to yourself and you eat that healthy meal, not only is it gonna help your entire day feel better, but mentally you've built that trust and confidence in yourself that says, I'm getting back to it. I'm sticking to the commitments I make to myself. Today is gonna be better than the day before. And that positive momentum from that win first thing in the day is gonna snowball into more healthy choices all day long. And then from there, you just take it meal by meal. I want you to think, choose health at every single meal and do the best you can do. Even better, think through the day in advance, plan a healthy lunch, plan what you'll eat for dinner. And if you take it meal by meal by meal, getting back to it, that is what's gonna build the healthy habits for you long term, actually change your behavior. So when you feel like you're off your plan and you wanna get back to it, instead of just punishing yourself and saying, I gotta fast now, or I gotta do something extreme or do some kind of hack to get back at it, or go to the gym 3 times today, whatever it is in your mind that is like this extreme version of suffering, you can simply just walk to success the next day, where you say, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna choose a healthy meal, I'm gonna take it meal by meal, I'm gonna go to the gym and get my regular workout in. And those things are not flashy. You can't brag about them. You can't say I did 3 cold plunges, 3 workouts, and fasted for 3 days. It just is not a good topic of conversation to say, yeah, I was off my diet and then I just got back to healthy eating at the very next meal. But it's the one that's most effective. It's the one that's gonna actually change your behavior long term. It's the one that's gonna help you feel your best as you move forward on your health and nutrition goals. If I shared with you the secret to success and you zoomed out on someone's transformation where they lose 40 pounds or they gain 10 pounds of muscle and lose 5 pounds of body fat, whatever that transformation is, you're gonna see this journey. Let's say it's a year long and you zoom out 30,000 feet and you look at it. The more you can shorten the time between you feel off the plan to back on the plan, the faster your results are gonna accelerate, and the more you're gonna accomplish, the greater your transformation, the quicker you're gonna get there. So if in the past you used to be off your diet and it'd take a month to get back on it, now what about if you got back to it at the very next meal? You had an off meal, you slipped up a little bit, that's okay, and you chose at the very next meal to get right back to it. You're gonna condense that time that you're off the plan, and that's gonna accelerate you so rapidly. And calories from real, whole, nutrient-dense food, they actually fuel you. So when you start that next day off with a healthy meal, you're gonna have the protein, healthy fat, micronutrients that you need in order to make your brain feel satisfied, in order to help you focus, in order to help you have a positive mood, in order to help you actually fuel your cognitively demanding tasks. They've done some studies where they have people fast versus fed state, and they play things like a sport or do chess. The fed group with quality calories to fuel their brain did better in chess tournaments than the fasted group. The reality is fasting is a stressor. It has some benefits, but at the end of the day, you're only focusing because your body's thinking it's starving and needs to go find food. It's a mild stress response. So you might be a little bit irritable the next day, you might be a little bit on edge, and you might feel hyper-focused, but you're kind of have that anxiety, tension, and grinding because you're like in a stress state. Whereas if you just wake up and choose to eat healthy again, you can't brag about it, you can't say you fasted for 3 days and did something really tough, but you actually gave your body what it needs, it helped fuel you. I see this play out all the time when someone's trying to stick to their diet and they have like maybe a pizza dinner that they know is coming up at night, and they'll think, I'm gonna fast all day to save myself the calories and room for this meal later. And it's the wrong approach. What happens is you're starving, you're on edge, you show up, you overeat. It's like grocery shopping on an empty stomach. You end up with way more in your cart than you hoped. Same things happens when you fast and starve yourself all day just to make room for calories later. We end up eating more than we want, and it's not a fun day. Instead, if you just choose health throughout the day, maybe go light and lean, eat something like chicken on a salad, good protein, good fiber, keep the carbs and fats a little lower because you know those are coming later at dinner. You can still feel fueled, you can still feel satisfied, you can show up to that meal at night and not feel like you're gonna blow your diet because you wanna eat everything in sight. So remember this, your recovery starts at the very next meal. Third and final tip for when you feel off your diet is to focus on your mindset. We've talked tactics so far, but the mindset is the most important. Now, if you wanna beat yourself up, you get 90 seconds to do it. But I'm gonna tell you right now that it doesn't serve you, it doesn't change what happened, and it's not gonna help you long term. So I don't recommend it. It doesn't mean we can't learn from our mistakes. There's mistakes, but we wanna view them as learning. We wanna give them a meaning that is gonna move us ahead and help serve us in our goals. So if you reflect on what kicked you off your eating plan, you might think about things like, oh, I was bored and I just started grazing on everything in sight and eating mindlessly. I got too hungry and showed up to this dinner meal and really blew it because I was starving and ravenous. I was feeling down and I was looking for food as relief, and I used ice cream to give me some dopamine to make me feel better and offer relief. We need to identify when we're using food for relief versus food for fuel. Maybe you showed up and you didn't set a portion commitment. You had all these appetizers out and you just went wild. If you decide on a portion beforehand and you commit to that, then you can act on that commitment. So instead of beating yourself up, I recommend doing a little reflection, seeing what went wrong, and thinking about ways you can overcome it in the future. If you can predict it, then you can change it, and that's where real growth occurs. And the biggest thing to keep in mind on your health journey, dieting, changing your body comp, weight loss, whatever it is, progress over perfection is the mantra. This is the number one thing that I see people get off their diet in the first place. If you think, if I can't be perfect, then why bother? I want to encourage you that we need to switch this mindset, flip it to progress over perfection. There's no such thing as a perfect day of eating. There's no such thing as a perfect diet plan. Perfection does not exist. It's a made-up concept. But if you focus on progress, you can focus on excellence. You can aim for excellence with your eating and your training every day. Then it's going to help you keep moving ahead. Because if we think about perfection, it's like, oh, I messed up lunch. Why bother? And then we blow it again at dinner. And then we blow it again the next day because I haven't been perfect all week. It doesn't even matter. And we just throw everything out. And that is what kicks us off our eating plan. But if you use the mindset of progress over perfection, and you realize that recovery starts at the very next meal, and you don't sit there and beat yourself up, and you realize I just need to eat a healthy meal the next time I sit down and eat, then think about it. You eat that healthy meal and you get back onto your plan. That is progress over perfection. The last thing I want to leave you with is focus on your inner dialogue when you feel off your diet plan. A lot of the times it's going to be negative and it's going to be a spiral. It's going to be things like, I messed up, I'm never going to do this, this time is just going to be like last time and I'm not going to do this and follow through and I'm going to give up. I messed up my eating plan, what does it even matter? This is taking too long, I don't know if I'm ever going to make any results. And you have to pay attention to that inner dialogue when you feel off your plan. We'll save that video for another day, but the reality is start to be aware of that inner dialogue and whether it's serving you or not serving you, and begin to flip it. So when you feel like I'm off my diet, what does any of this even matter? We want to flip it to something that's going to actually serve you and say, I'm getting back to it at the very next meal. Today wasn't that great, but I'm going to make tomorrow better. To make this even more powerful, if you feel a little down like you're off your eating plan, and you really want to get back to it, think about all the benefits if you do get back to it. Think about the benefits of when you actually achieve that weight loss, how it's going to feel, how your clothes are going to feel, how you're going to move. How will you feel when you fit into those jeans that you haven't been able to wear in 10 years? Tap into those benefits of getting back to your plan. You can even spend a little time of tapping into what's going to happen if you don't get back to it and you stay off the wagon. My energy is going to be down. I'm going to be feeling low. It's going to be another time that I give up on this. I'm not going to achieve my health goals, and maybe I won't even be able to do this big trip I have coming up at the end of the year because I won't be able to mobility wise. You can spend a little time in the pain, but focus on the benefits of getting back to it, what things are going to look like, a future that is bigger than your past, and that's going to give you a lot of movement to choose health at the very next meal, wake up the next day, do it all over again, and get right back to your plan so that you can achieve your goals. I hope this video helped you. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, share it with a friend that you know can benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next video.